The Eastern Cape Premier is establishing a project management unit to improve its COVID-19 response. The unit will be responsible for leading health interventions to contain and mitigate the impact of the virus. There's been widespread criticism about the province's seeming inability to deal with the COVID-19 outbreak. Yesterday on ENCA, Parliament's Health Portfolio Committee chairperson warned that a lot had been mishandled in the province. The Eastern Cape currently has over 58,000 coronavirus infections and 772 deaths. Now, the Education Department in the Eastern Cape wants the provincial government to blacklist a company that provided substandard sanitizers to several schools there. The sanitizers had very low volumes of alcohol. As a result, over 200 people, including pupils and hostel employees at one boarding school, tested positive for COVID-19. Education MEC Fundile Gade is accusing the supplier of defrauding the department. But who awarded them the contract in the first place? That's the question, I suppose. MEC joins us now on Skype. Very good morning, MEC. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's start exactly there. We're talking about you're blacklisting this particular company. Who awarded the contract in the first place?
Look, we have awarded the contract, of course, on the basis of the specifications that have been made by the department through a bid process. And all the companies that are bidded in that process have been able to make submissions that are quite substantive and convincing in terms of the documentation. But however, we have picked up that there is a bit of unethical behavior, in particular on this one, when it comes to practically exercising the very same agreed contract that it has signed.
Now, MEC, something so crucial as sanitizers in this particular time we're in, surely somebody would have checked, given you a sample, you check by yourself to see, is this what they're saying is true in terms of the sanitizers? Yes,
Firstly, we didn't centralize the procurement for a number of reasons. Try to make a broad participation of the SMEs, about 250 of them, so that we can as well respond to the economic spin-offs of the province. But however, that does not suggest that we must risk about the lives of those that are going to be in contact to the substance and the products that were going to be utilized. That's why when we were signing that contract with them, we put it categorically clear that they themselves have a responsibility of ensuring when they procure from the manufacturers, they test those as part of the contract. They test those substances, and if there is any challenge, they must then link with the supply chain management directorate of the province. But
MEC, you are saying all of this, you're talking about this now, they must do this, they must do that. But surely this should have been done right from the get-go, because now we are seeing employees at a boarding school who have tested positive along with the kids as well. Surely this is not, rocket science, that you should check, sample it first before you send it out to the schools, especially when it's a life and death issue.
We have picked up that we should have instituted a project management within the contract itself. It was not enough for us to have allowed them to deal with that as individual participants in the contract. Yes, I agree with that. I agree with that with you. But however, I think for me it is broader than that. We can't deal with issues of unethical behavior of business people in that particular fashion as government. Because if you then says we must then pay you for a service and then pay somebody to guard and save you from the behavior that you are, it means in essence you were not fit for the work in the first place. from the first place.
Yeah, which is something that your department should have, ascertained right from the very beginning. Let's talk about let's talk about what's going to happen next now, MEC, if we can, for the sake of time. You want to blacklist this company? Is that all that's going to happen when we've got 200 people who've tested positive because of COVID-19?
We are quite clear as the department and also as the provincial government that we are not going to tolerate anything that has got to do with defrauding the state now, anytime soon, further moving forward. We have already returned to treasury that they themselves as the captains of the Public Funds Management Act must be able to exercise their authority in terms of blacklisting that company. Two, the department is not going to pay those service providers that have been found to be guilty on that on the basis of the results that are coming from the Rhodes University that we are investigating. Three, we are going to take all of them into a lawsuit process and engage the court of law, so that we discipline the business in the sector and stop being more of the profit making and risk the lives of the majority of the citizens of this particular province. On that one, we are not prepared to talk anything about it. It's just a process that we're going to deal with it and close chapter on it.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, MEC, for speaking with us. That's the MEC for Education in the Eastern Cape, Mr. Fundile Gade.